Welcome to Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Coming up tonight, it's the Cubs and the Athletics from Wrigley Field. Cubs need to get themselves a win. Showtime tonight. The lefty is on the mound. Hoping the Cubs will end their 8-game home losing skid. Welcome into the broadcast booth. John Shambi and Cliff Floyd. All right, so I wore my red glasses just to change things up.
I had
to do something.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think of anything to do. I actually thought about the beard, getting a little trim, but I didn't go with it today.
That's fine. Well, how about we start with some positive news? Last night, Ian Happ, career hit number 1,000. You're one of the guys that came up with north of 1,000 hits. Less than 8% of players who've had at least one at bat in the game have 1,000 hits in the majors. Amazing.
What a great accomplishment, Boog. And I think the biggest thing is you're dependable, the accountability is there. And you know what? It's not by mistake, right? When you think about how good he's been, I think it's about being durable, being on the field, and being consistent, doing little things right. You don't have to be the slugger all the time. You don't have to be this big-time, superstar. You just got to be the guy who goes out there and be a winning player.
Yeah.
Not easy to do.
Great ability is availability, and that's been Ian Happ. Yeah, he's done the job. All right, here tonight, it will be Shota Imanaga on the mound. We'll look at our pitching matchup, and hopefully the Cubs end this 8-game home losing streak. It's all coming up here on Marquee. Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Locurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circus Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Back here at Wrigley with Shota Imanaga on the mound. The A's and the Cubs. As the Cubs looking to avoid the sweep. Showtime here tonight. Cliffy, they need a good effort from him.
They really do. I mean, when you look at it, you see a lot of chase, and that's what his splitter. He has to get to that two-pitch situation where he can get some chase and get these guys out. And then the home runs, right? His last 5 games, of the 13 he's given up this season, 10 have been in the last 5 games. So keep the ball in the ballpark. And Boo, you and I was, on the field today, and the ball's going out.
First pitch swinging, and that one popped in the air down the right side. It'll get out of play, and it'll give us a moment to check out the A's lineup with Henry Bolte leading off. The A's lineup brought to you by Ford. Bolte, Kurtz, Langeliers, Thomas, Soderstrom, Heim, Geloff, McNeil, and Williams.
Kind of skimming through it from Kotze's side. Shota's giving up a lot of slug to lefties. He has 3 in there. And one guy that's not in there is this big boy in Brent Rooker, who, can hit the ball at the ballpark on any given at bat.
Check swing, went too far. This guy, Bolte, one of their top prospects, top 5 prospect in the organization coming into the year. Great athlete, good defender out there. Imanaga, swing and a miss, struck him out. He got him with the splitter. All right, Cornelius, Clifford, Floyd, time for our keys to the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. What do you have?
Well, I have the ground and pound. That means keep the ball on the ground for Shota, and I think you have a lot of success. And starting from the top, PCA, it's 290 when he's in that leadoff spot, so we can be that table setter for these boys, get the guys going, and uncharacteristic on the base pass, so run for it, right? Just be smart, do little things right, and get back to the winning ways.
And big Nick Kurtz at the plate, 288, 440, 507, the slash with 11 home runs coming off a red-hot May. And he got in on it, popped him up, right field, Conforto waiting. And Conforto makes the catch, Nosea Suzuki, as he sits here tonight. Folks, AbbVie and the Chicago Cubs are teaming up to strike out cancer. Roughly 241 Americans are diagnosed with cancer every hour. For each Cubs strikeout in Wrigley this season, AbbVie will donate $241 to Cubs charities. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities. And already 1 strikeout in the books. $241 to Cubs charities, courtesy of AbbVie, as Langoliers fouls one back.
These guys come out hacking, man. I mean, this is the second night in a row. First pitch swinging. But I guess it ain't broke.
Imanaga, the 0-1, is downstairs. One of the things he and Tommy Hotovy came up with in the offseason was just this idea that there's more chase available, and he didn't need to throw quite as many strikes. He's gotten more chase, strikeout rate up. On the ground is short. Swanson collects and throws him out. And 1-2-3 go the A's. Here come the Cubs up to hit when we come back. Back here at Wrigley on a beautiful night. Cubs coming up to hit. Let's check out the lineup. PCA, Conforto, and Bush. Bregman, Happ, and Horner by Esteros. Ramirez is the DH. Dansby Swanson will hit 9th. So Pete Crow, Armstrong, top of the order. And they will face JT Ginn, second rounder by the Mets in 2020 out of Mississippi State. Cliffy generates a lot of ground balls.
Right, you see the sinker heavy at 48% ground ball rate. 5-pitch pitcher. Mentioned the sinker, cutter, slider, change. 4-seam he don't use as much, but he is really good. His last outing against the Yankees, he threw up a goose egg in his win back at home in Sacramento.
So Ginn ready to work, and here we go. Pitch to PCA, and a swing and a miss. That pitch right there is interesting because you're seeing more of it. It's a sinker that is thrown up in the strike zone. So really a 2-seam fastball, and it's relying on that horizontal movement. Swing and a miss there, and he throws the changeup off of it.
And I think that's the key for him, right, in his success. He coming from the bullpen, made the transition to a starter, and you're starting to see him get more velo with a sinker. It's up a tick at 94.5. But if he can utilize that changeup to go along with the sinker, he can be tough, especially on lefties.
The pitch is outside and off the glove of Jonah Heim. One and two on Pete Crow Armstrong. Ginn deals. That one down and in. It hit him on the foot. Check swing. Did not go, says John Lipka. And PCA is aboard.
This is what we talked about with Pete. You know, the chase rate that's going down, and ball hit him on the top of the foot. Oof, that was close.
Close.
Yeah.
Might have even caught a break. Regardless, he's aboard as he puts his oven mitt on. There goes a runner. Pitches a strike, throw to second, no contest, stolen base. Number 13, and Pete is into scoring position.
Really nice jump. You see him take off on first movement, head first slide in the second. I don't think there's no chance for Shea Langoliers to get him.
And Langoliers can really throw. Michael Conforto now. Check swing, and he went. Look at the splits for Ginn. This is why Craig Counsell's loaded it up with the lefties,
yeah.
Right? He's hit just 165. The slug is 264. So he's just devoured right-handed hitters. And a swing and a miss. Conforto is gone. On a night like tonight, Craig Counsell figuring ball's on the ground a lot. There's a better chance for a left-handed batter to get it in the air. So Seiya gets the evening off. And now it's Michael Busch. Busch, after a rough start, has been really solid since the beginning of May. Pickoff play on safe.
Good instincts right there by PCA. Always got to know what those guys are lurking behind you.
Pitch in for a strike to Busch.
I think on a night like tonight, Boo, for lefties, you see the 229 average. You almost have to cut the plate off and give him the inner half and stay out over.
Well, look, his main pitch from a lefty perspective is going to move away and down. And not too many guys can run that Greg Maddux style front hit two-seamer.
Yeah, without yanking it into the, hitting you and yanking it into the nitro zone down for lefties.
That's too high.
And you have to make that decision, right? Yeah, like, these are all things you think about in batting practice when you're having a couple rounds. You're like, hey, listen, right field don't come into play today. And I'll change it. And, you know, game plans change depending on what he's throwing. But if I see that he has, you know, he's trending and has tendencies to throw it on the outer half, I'm going to give him the inner half.
Busch with a good eye. That one downstairs. Again from Brandon, Mississippi. Pitched at Mississippi State. Last year, 16 starts, 23 appearances, and a 5.08 ERA for the Athletics. And that one misses. Busch will take his base. Michael Busch, to mention, has started to heat up. One of the things he does so well, he knows the strike zone, and he gets on base, avoids making outs, also runs batted in. So since April 21st, the 33 Ribbies tied for the big league lead with the Athletics. Kurtz 30 walks, only James Wood with more than him, and a 420 on base behind Ohtani and Wood. Actively.
I mean, that's what he does to the defense, right? He makes you uncomfortable. You think about JT on the mound, he makes them uncomfortable as well.
Pitch to Bregman in for a strike.
But one thing you can't do, you can't hop around as much, you know, with the hitter in the box, because it kind of takes your eyes off the pitcher as a hitter at times. Disrupts the concentration.
Cubs looking to jump out front here in this one. Bregman reaching, pops it foul, and it's 0-2.
And this is a guy they need to get going right here. I mean, you know, we watched it. It's one of those things. Sometimes the human side gets involved, and you're trying to live up to everything that you signed in the offseason and so on, so forth. But he has to get going.
Swing and a foul tip into the mitt of Heim, and Bregman frustrated. There's 2 away.
There's one thing. You listen to Craig in this, you know, in this managers meeting today. He's hitting from behind a lot, and he's grinding out these at bats, which put him in, you know, uncomfortable situation as a hitter. I don't care how good you are as a hitter. You know, you're just not going to be able to hit 1-2 and 0-2 a lot. It's tough to do. One
of the things, he's very selective, and I think at times pitchers have taken some advantage of getting some free strikes on him. Here's Happ now. And last night with career hit number 1,000 and 1,001. I mentioned in the open, over 20,000 players have had at least one at bat in this game. And think about it for a second. You take all the guys that have ever played Major League Baseball, you couldn't even fill this ballpark. That one outside, and
it's unbelievable. Really.
Then you consider, okay, so what percentage of guys of that grouping got to 1,000 hits? You're one of them. It's less than 8%.
I mean, when you said it earlier, it blew my mind.
Less than 8% that ever played the game. That's hammered right field. Curling, that one is foul.
And a lot more goes into it than just, getting 1,000 hits.
And showing up every day.
Yeah. And doing the little things that's going to get you there. I mean, he has more to do as a switch hitter than I had to do, right? It's a lot more work involved for him, but still, accountability is right up there.
Downstairs and teammate.
I thought the coolest part was the way his teammates celebrated it. We saw Nico Horner asking everybody for the baseball, but Hap told me that Jameson Taillon texted him during the St. Louis series and said, "You're one hit away," and then talked about the gift that they were going to give him because they wanted to celebrate it. So everybody knows how special it is.
Hap gone there. The Cubs fail to score. We're at the end of one, 0-0.
Practice today. Cubs pitcher is out on the field taking PFPs. This is something they do about once every month, and they go out there to just practice fielding and then also to practice their pickoff move. Now, when it comes to the pickoff move, I thought this was really interesting. There's a lot of conversation about the cat and mouse game, and so being able to pick up your own tell and try to understand what the runner is looking for as to when they will leave the base to try to steal on you. Because if you can understand that, then you have a better chance of throwing over and picking the guy off. That's exactly what happened last night when Colin Ray was able to pick off Geloff in the 4th inning. So he was explaining that to the guys. This was the tell that I thought I had, and it ended up working. So a lot of it's just watching video, being able to pick things up, and that cat and mouse game is real. Boog, Cubs pitchers have 10 pickoffs this season, which is the second most in baseball. And I was really, really tempted to do this hit and say, practice. Talk about practice.
I know you were, Jim Mora. Oh no, that's playoff.
But I will tell you this, don't tell it.
Allen Iverson.
T-Mac, nobody should get picked off with a right hand on the mound. You shouldn't get picked off at first base.
Ever?
It should not happen. It's just,
ever.
Well, I won't say ever.
Okay.
But I would say, more times than not. Like when you have a lefty like Matt Boyd, now that pickoff move is different. But when you have just a move over the first, where are you going? Unless you're stealing. Okay, I get it.
So then, Cliff, my question would be to you. What were the things you were looking for on first?
I watched the back shoulder and the heel. I looked at certain things that allowed me to say first move. I'm going first move, T-Mac, but I understand that this dude has a good pickoff move and he'll come over first. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pay attention to details.
Every guy's different though, right? Every pitcher has their own thing that you therefore try to steal on.
And that's what we prepare for pregame, and we know what guys are. So we know how good Matt Boyd is, right? So now we have to go out there and execute and make sure we leaning towards first base. But when you have a guy like Colin Ray, he has to turn and throw the ball over. You can't get picked off in those situations. We saw last night. You mentioned about the base running that we've seen, even from the Cubs side. But to have that many pickoffs is nuts to me.
The 0-1 on the ground. Swanson to his right. And Soderstrom retired. Time now for the Intelligence Center, powered by CDW and Intel. All right, so digest this for a second. Shota's had some starts in his career. He's had 66 total starts. He's had 6 of them that have really blown up. And in those 6 bad starts, 47 earned runs allowed. But in his other 60 starts, so basically 90% of the time, he goes out there and he puts up a 256 earned run average. So his career ERA is about 3.5. But when you factor in the main 60 starts, it's about 2.5. So yeah, it's odd that he goes out there and it gets blown up. But when you think about how good he is the rest of the time, I mean,
it's hard to break down, but you can break it down easier, I guess, with him, based on the fact, as we mentioned, the last 5 starts, 10 homers. Well, that speaks to the struggle, but that's the only struggle of his game. Mislocation with the fastball.
One dribble towards third. Bregman throws out Heim, and 1, 2, 3 go the Athletics. Online auction benefiting Project Main Street, an organization that helps support those battling ALS. Bid on game-used items and exclusive experiences like calling play-by-play for happening on Marquee. Auction is live right now through Tuesday, June 9th at 9 p.m. Place your bids. Place your bids. Cubs.com/ALS auction. Horner takes down and away. Lots of cool items. I think the Taylor McGregor baseball is up to like $2,000.
$2,000?
$2,000.
That's because I keep betting on it. Bidding on it.
In the air out towards left center. Yeah, the catch is made by Soderstrom. And there's a part of me that's sitting there wondering, is she kidding? Is she not kidding?
You never know with her.
No, you don't. No. You really don't.
Especially today.
Yeah. Lou Gehrig signed baseball. Pearl Jam signed guitar. We get a Cliff Floyd baseball in there.
That's the one. I signed one in there. It's not going for $2K.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Here's Moises Ballesteros. And again misses off the outside edge for ball 1. Ballesteros last 24. He is 6 for 69 with just 1 extra base hit. All right, let me check facts real quick. Taylor's is over $1,000, not $2,000.
Okay, mine's $1,700. Give me a little more credit. Yours is at $3K.
Mine's at $3K. Yeah, that's someone messing with the process right there. I mean,
and mine's at $100.
At $100.
It's okay.
You had 1,000. You had more than 1,000 career hits.
Okay.
I didn't.
Hey, listen. It's for a great cause. $100 spends well.
Well, here's the other part. You got time.
Yeah.
There's some people out there you can get at and say, you might not need to bid up my baseball.
Hey, did T Max say yours is at $3K?
Yeah, I don't.
You balling. You're big. Hey, give yourself some credit.
No. 3-1 on Moises Ballesteros. On the ground, hard hit, base hit. And Ballesteros is aboard.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was fun to watch Big Mo in batting practice today. He was staying up the middle, hit some balls to the left center gap. This ball goes right up the middle. He's hustling out of the box. See if we can get the big boy going.
What do you see with him? Because anybody that's around baseball that's played, they look at him, they watch him, and they say, hey, he can hit. What is it?
Well, he has a big leg kick, but he has balance. Really good balance. And so you have to understand with a big leg kick, you got to get that front foot down, but also can't be late. And he understands that at a young age, and it's something that's special. And, if you can bottle that up, you got a special player for a long time.
Got a great personality, super comfortable. That one hit hard to first. Kurtz up with it, steps on the bag, throw to second, tag at a double play.
Cubs in 15, presented by Felco, is your morning highlight reel of today's game. Catch it tomorrow at 6, 7, or 8 a.m. or stream it anytime on the Marquee app or YouTube.
Swaggy promo read. Zach Geloff here. Geloff, good athlete. Positional versatility. That one clipped the corner, at least according to the plate umpire. Yeah, just did get there. Steve Jashinsky is our plate umpire. The 1-1. Swing and a miss.
I'll say that it's better you than me on that name.
1-2 now. Nobody on, nobody out. And Imanaga getting the opportunity to work with Moises Ballesteros. So Mo getting a chance to start at catcher tonight. Just his third start behind the plate. So far, 6 up, 6 down. For you, Imanaga, for a good chunk of the year, has had the pitch com on his glove. You wonder if you see him use it a little bit more. Slots in, and then Bush couldn't pick it. Dansby almost with a spectacular play right there.
He's so good, right, going left and right. You see him going right here. And on the run, makes a throw across his body. Michael just couldn't come up with it on the other side.
And Geloff could absolutely fly. Only Bolte, who's one of the fastest players in the majors, is faster than Geloff on the Athletics. So the leadoff man reaches on an infield single, and now Imanaga will face Jeff McNeil. Right side, and that one to second. Return to first. 2. Horner to Swanson to Bush. Arcatse saying, please hold. Nope, they will not challenge. This double play brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car.
You see Nico with the option toss over to Dansby, and you got to know who's running these situations. Nice throw.
I feel like at the end of it, Nico looked at Dansby and said, my bad, that his choice to do the option toss may not have been the best one, and I could be misinterpreting that. That's to third, Bregman. And Shota Imanaga has faced the minimum so far here tonight. No score here at Wrigley. By Bet365, where winning is everything. Dansby Swanson to lead things off as the Cubs come up to hit in the third. Swanson, PCA, and Conforto against JT Ginn.
You know, from up here, Boog, I have a really good view of every hitter in the box. Great view from the booth we have. And you can see Dansby, he just has to stay to the middle of the field. You can see the left shoulder is kind of coming out. And right, it's just not staying in, it's not staying back at JT on the mound. And you can see him when he takes his practice hacks, how that left shoulder just comes out too soon. And if he can get himself back to right center gap where he can look out at that hefty thing, you see him coming out of there, it's just not allowing him to have any confidence of making any contact.
The 1-2.
And what happens with that, why I mention it so much, is you become a one-dimensional player, right? You saw him pull the double down the left field line yesterday. Okay, that pitch was in, he can pull it down the line, he can get to that. There's nobody more frustrated than he is. There's just little adjustments you have to always be willing to make.
Got under this one, center field, and Bolte. Time now for Home Depot, working on a win. And how about position player leaders since April 14th in WAR? Witt is first, and then it's Kurtz and PCA tied at 2.3 apiece. For Kurtz, he delivers more of his value on offense. For PCA, more on defense. For Witt, a little bit of both.
I want all three.
Yeah.
Right? I guess the toughest question would be if you were starting a team, which one would you go for immediately? No bias involved.
With a smile on his face as he spins out of there. 1 out, bases empty, no score. Bottom half of the third. Pete hit by pitch and stole a base his first time. That was close. Jonaheim elects not to challenge. It was a ball.
Really good take. He's so amped up 2-0. We've seen it from Pete. That's the maturity he has right now.
Man, we talked about him climbing up on top of the plate against lefties, but even righty. I feel like he might even be closer tonight than he was last night. And that is in there for a strike.
You and I had a really good conversation about it too. Is you have to be willing to get your bat broken a few times, right? Make the adjustments off that. Then you move away a little bit, but you have to have the bat speed. You have to have the discipline. And I think he knows he has both. It's about putting them together and doing what he's done the last 8 or 9 games, which is why he has the hit streak.
3-2 on PCA. Nothing, bottom of the third. Ginn turns, kicks, delivers. Inside corner, and Ginn gets Crow Armstrong.
If you PCA, he hasn't done this pitch much, but he has that little two-seam sinker working 95, catches the black on the inner half.
That's just a great pitch.
Really good pitch.
If he's going to be on top of the plate like that and he can bury that pitch in there, he's probably going to get him every time he faces.
It's a big hang with him.
End of the bat and foul. A 1-1 on the ground, but right at McNeil. Smothers it and throws him out. Cubs go in order, no score into 3. Now to play mound ball, presented by Tasty Trade. The ball stayed on the mound. Cubs season ticket holder Derek Dominic would have won the $2,000 Tasty Trade jackpot. Unfortunately, it did not. Stone-faced Tasty Trade stocks, options, futures, crypto. Foxy, can we maybe run that back, or maybe Mitch, I guess. If we could just get that on a still, get Derek Dominic on a still. Yeah, that's it right there.
That says
that's
it all.
Cliff after a 3-putt.
Right. That is the face. Like,
that's the Cubs with runners in scoring position.
Are you kidding me? Like, you got to do better.
Yeah. I think we should run a Cubs with runners in scoring position graphic under Derek Dominic's just displeased look.
Oh man. That's 2 stacks.
That's right, $2 grand.
$2 grand.
And here's the other thing. we all know mound ball rules. If Steve Jashinsky wanted to just go out there and put the ball on the mound, he could.
He could?
Yep. He could put it in Shota's glove. That counts.
Wow.
And then Shota carries it back to the mound.
They can't do
No,
that.
that doesn't count.
No, that's cheating, bro. Can't do it.
Bolte now awaiting a 1-2. How you know we got our ALS auction, by the way? I just got an update, and I think it'll be here tomorrow. But we got a Luke Bryan signed guitar, so that's been added too.
I mean, it just keeps getting better, huh?
Keeps getting better. The dunk tank raised
That was crazy number.
over $25,000. It was. I mean, I think ultimately people just they wanted to dunk Ron Coomer.
That's it. You're right. Just Ron. Just Coom.
2-2. Challenge.
The catcher's challenging the ball call.
ABS Challenge powered by T-Mobile. You are correct.
Go, Big Mo.
The call's overturned. The pitch is a strike. Chicago retains their challenge.
Way to go, Mo.
All right, so much to think about, especially for a youngster behind the dish. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities to be behind it, so you have to call good pitches, you know, frame well, and then be able to challenge balls that you know, caught the strike zone.
There's Nick Kurtz now. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, and that was the splitter.
And so effective tonight. Really good pitch. So a big power guy in the box. And that's what we've been talking about with the slug with shoulders, like keeping these guys off balance so your fastball looks that much better.
Now the 1-1. And a swing and a miss. How about that? 94, top edge of the strike zone. You know he gets some carry. He comes from a little bit of a different angle because he's short, sort of pushes the ball. Two and two on the big slugger. Imanaga deals. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Kurtz is gone. And Shota looking sharp. All right, so T-Mac, you participated in the dunk tank. What was your experience? That's your first.
Yeah, so a little bit of PTSD because Ron Coomer comes right up to the kid and said, oh, you can just all the way to the line. So the line was like back here.
Yeah.
And he allowed the kid to come like all the way up here.
Wow.
It was an easy strike.
Yeah.
I was cheated, okay? But it's okay.
Is that the only time you were dunked on?
The only time.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have run out there and actually hit the button if I had known that.
I'm surprised. You did.
Yeah, you're,
Honestly.
yes.
Next time. Next year.
Next year. Also the seminar.
Yes. 3 spots left, Boog. So we're almost completely sold out. This was it last year. We're basically in the classroom. We talk a little bit about my story and then full tour of Wrigley. This is out on the field. Everybody gets a chance to shoot something for their own reel. We'll go over to the Marquee Sports Network studios. So again, Taylor McGregor on Instagram, link in bio.
That one is into the basket and gone, I believe. They're all looking at each other. And right now, DJ Rayburn is going to call the crew together. Marcotte saying, please get together. I think it went into and out of the basket. That's what Marcotte believed.
Yeah, it looked like it did.
And it'll be a home run, and Langoliers will finish his trot.
Call on the field was home run. The crew chief revealed the home run.
Okay. So they just got together and decided that the ball got out, and clearly it looks like the ball got out, and then, but now they get to do a crew chief review and go back to New York, and then they're going to either confirm or not.
Should be pretty quick.
It looks pretty.
After review, home run.
All right, DJ. T-Mac, I need to address the elephant in the room. And one of the issues the Cubs have had this year as a pitching staff is that they give up a lot of homers. You've given up a lot of homers already this year. I mean, let's send it down to T-Mac. That ball is gone.
That's right.
Oh,
I have that magic power. So watch out, I might move to Vegas pretty soon.
A bad move, T.
I want the numbers on that.
Well, maybe we should let me talk more when the Cubs are on offense. Says no one ever.
No,
we could try it.
That's well played. That's well played. Coming up at the bottom of the fourth, Taylor McGregor with the play-by-play.
By the way, since I did get rudely interrupted,
Sorry.
3 more spots left. So
You got it.
go to my Instagram. The link is in the bio. We're going to sell it out and have a great day. Boog will be there. That's why it'll be great.
No, you did a magnificent job, and I think it's a testament to people wanting to come out and learn and get their questions answered and follow their dream. Bouncer towards third. Colby Thomas with a homer last night. He gets the start tonight in right field. Butler sits. Shota Imanaga has now allowed 14 homers this year. And in his last 4 starts, 9.
Well, we talked to Craig before the game. He said it might be a couple balls hit tonight that makes you shake your head, and I thought that was one of them. I thought Shea hit it okay, not enough to get out the ballpark, but obviously it was.
Thomas climbs back in. The A's have jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Center field, PCA is there to make the catch. Beautiful shots from our Megalodon camera, powered by Nissan. Visit nissanusa.com or your local dealer. The A's leading the Cubs 1-0, and well, everybody's fired up because they just showed Anthony Rizzo on the scoreboard. Cubs need to get some runs. Let's send it down to T-Mac.
I really was entertained by that. That was great. Yes, Cubs need runs, so let me talk more. But I'm actually going to talk about some of the Cubs pitchers because Craig Counsell announcing today that Edward Cabrera will start tomorrow for the Cubs. So fresh off the injured list, that's a minimum stint for him. And then Matthew Boyd will head down to Iowa on Saturday. He will pitch for the I-Cubs. And then the hope is that he will make his next start with the big league club. So we talk about those pickoff moves. Nobody has a better one than Matthew Boyd. He was out during the PFPs with the boys because, of course, he had to show everybody how it was done. Feels healthy, so hopefully after this start on Saturday with the I-Cubs, he will be back with the Major League crew. And then also Matt Shaw. Craig Counsell said he is healthy, but they're opting to keep him down in Iowa right now so he can get some consistent at-bats to eventually be brought back up here and help this team, Boog.
All right, so Boyd is close. Cabrera tomorrow. Michael Busch takes outside, and we saw Matthew Boyd working on his pickoff move.
Yeah.
And
now that move, that can pick you off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
On the ground to the right side, McNeil up with it, and there's one away. Cliff, just for the record, you were picked off 3 times in your career by right-handed pitchers.
No,
Scott Sanders, Francisco Cordova, and Jeff Suppan.
No, okay.
What happened?
You know what happened? I was stealing, so I wasn't picked off. Like, those were rundowns. Yeah. So I was actually, I took off. You know what I mean? Like
every one of them.
Yeah, I never got picked off going back into first
by a right.
Never had.
That's to third. Throw off line. Welcome to the broadcast booth, brought to you by Budweiser. Cub fans for 150 years. This Bud's for you.
I know Nachi would find it, but I have to explain them. Yeah. But you also have to. I was a base stealer. You see some dudes getting picked off. It's not even base stealers.
When did you turn into Grumpy? Get off my.
Well, well, you know what? I don't like giving up outs. Like, you know, you got to
money ball.
You know what I mean? You have to do little things right. And I just feel like the way Bregman was picked off, that shouldn't happen.
Okay. Two outs, base is empty.
Well, let me also clean it up by saying it was a lefty. So if you're going to have a guy like Jeff Springs pick you off, okay, things happen. That. I said you was doing there though, trying to catch me slipping.
I mean,
no, you have to, you know, call me out on it, but I knew those situations.
Yeah. You were right. 3-0 now. And that's in there for a strike. Cubs down 1-0. Happ climbs back in. Again delivers. It's fouled off.
Chicago fans know who the real MVP is of game day grub, cause no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Time called and Happ will step out. Swing and a miss, and Happ is gone. Zip on a beautiful night. Athletics lead the Cubs 1-0. Anthony Rizzo in the house, down in the beer. I love that guy in the Cub hat. And a breaking ball in for a strike.
Man, they like they're having some fun, huh?
Uh-huh.
What was our invite?
So good. Popped in the air, left field. Happ coming on. Down there, Bregman also.
Gotta be careful down that left field line. You see Bregman making sure he don't hit that knee on that wall. Even though it's padded, it still hurts.
Soderstrom here. Soderstrom 0 for 1 with a ground out. Swing and a miss, and Imanaga gets the strikeout. And for Shota, it is number 5.
Well, we were talking about the height, the location of the fastball, and you see up in the zone, the late life on it. Right, when you think about Shota and what's been hurting him is in the zone location of his fastball. Got that one up to Soderstrom and gets the K.
I think you got to say he's been good here tonight.
He's
right?
been awesome.
Yeah. Swing roller bounces to Bregman, who steadies and throws. Yeah, there's 2 outs as Heim is retired for the 2nd time tonight.
You see the split grip, and you're seeing these weak swings, right? Indecisive swings. You're talking about a guy in Jonah Heim who's had some success, has 1 homer against him. So when you can get guys to be in between, you're doing something right.
Swing and a miss. Geloff with 1 of the 2 Athletics hits. The other one left the park for the Cubs. Only 1 hit, and it belongs to Ballesteros as that's popped foul and out of play. In the air on the infield, Nico Horner waiting on it and puts the squeeze on it for out number 3. The Cubs trending inside the Marquee Sports app for all the top highlights, interviews, and must-watch moments all season long. Presented by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
I like that. How about that sunset we just saw?
Yeah, pretty spectacular. Nobody directs sunsets like Mike Fox. Facts. Strike 1, Nico.
It's beautiful.
Purdy.
I tell all my people, you haven't experienced watching the game until you come over here to Wrigley and catch the vibes. Beautiful.
The 1-1. And that's a strike. Nico will challenge.
The batter is challenged.
This would be a big turn. And Nico
Great challenge.
gets it to go
Return
from
misses the ball. Chicago remains
1-2 to 2-1. Again back to work. And a 2-1 pitch. A little bit low. Cubs since May 9th have dropped 18 of 23.
It's almost unbelievable to think that it can happen to this type of offense that they have, right?
No doubt. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And that's in for a strike. And since May 9th, runs per game next to last, batting average next to last, last in slugging, and next to last with RISP.
I guess that makes it believable then.
3-2. Center field. Folks, Cooking with Clark, presented by Reynolds and Hefty. It's back on select Cubs Family Sundays. The first is Sunday, June 7th, with 200 dessert samples after the demo. Head to Gallagher Way pregame. Cooking with Clark. Cliffy, can you cook?
I can grill.
Okay.
Is that the same?
Sure.
Yeah. Big griller. Cooking, I just, you know.
1-0 to Ballesteros. And that's dribbled foul.
Cooking takes patience. Grilling takes prep. Get it right. Season well. If you ain't seasoning your food, then there's a problem. And then watch the people when they eat it. I think that's the key. You got to watch when you're chewing it, you know.
Ballesteros in a 1-2 hole. Ginn has been excellent here tonight. Mo has the Cubs' only hit. Outside. Swing and a miss. Ginn gets him. That's a half dozen strikeouts.
We talked about the sinker being really good. I don't think I put enough love on the changeup. Look at that ball fall off the plate. I think Kotsay and the A's have found them a really good starter.
Stairs outside. All with no strikes. Ramirez starting as the DH. Popped up. McNeil wandering out. Bolte makes the catch. And the Cubs are gone in order. Baseball on Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs. By Prevagen, made for the brain. And by Wintrust, different approach, better results. Ronald Acuna Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, Dave Roberts, appreciate them. Our Lou Gehrig Day auction is live. And you can bid on once in a lifetime items. Cubs.com/ALS auction. Game-worn jerseys from Lou Gehrig Day. Got a Pearl Jam signed guitar. That's up to $9,700. You also get a chance, 2 tickets to see Noah Khan, and he signed a Cubs jersey and one of his vinyls. That one lined to center. PCO makes the catch. Dinner with yours truly and Jason Benetti. You get a chance
that
to
should be cool.
Yeah, meet and greet Hootie and the Blowfish. One of my favorite restaurants, Monteverde. They have a dinner and pairing tasting. That place is unreal. And T-Mac.
Also,
Yes.
Windy City Smokeout, there's another experience. 2 platinum tickets with Let Us Entertain You gift cards and a swag bag. So go. I keep wanting to say bid.
Why do you want to say bet?
I don't know.
Okay.
Go bid on it. Okay? And hey, how much would it raise the cost of the bid if I show up to dinner? $50?
It could go the other way, to be honest. It could go the other way.
Never mind, I don't want the dinner.
You're going to have to add some jingle if you want T-Mac to show up. I think my favorite item, by the way, is
The glove.
the glove, the
Yeah.
Wilson glove. I mean, it's Dansby Swanson's model, and it's signed by Dansby, Nico, and PCA. Yeah, there it is.
Man, how cool is that?
Pitch in the dirt. JD's got this cool autographed print of him pitching and him as a marquee announcer. Got a Pat Hughes signed print. That's really neat. And that is ball 4. Alika Williams will take his base.
If you think today was hard, try living one day in this man's life. Liam's had 5 heart surgeries. Go, Liam!
One of my best days ever.
Line drive left center field. That's going to get down and bang up against the wall. Alika Williams heading to the plate. Swanson's throw is too late. And Bolte with the RBI double.
You see the split grip, and that one's left up, and Bolte gets a hold of it, but really good jump by Williams over at first. See the head is up, cutting the corners nicely, picks up third base coach, and then there's an off throw for Dansby not to be in a position to make that really good crisp throw to home as it's offline, and O'Reilly for Bolte.
And here's Kurtz now.
It's amazing how this game goes, right? You give your first walk, top half of an inning, and scores immediately.
Swing and a miss. Kurtz fouls it back. Well, the story here tonight.
Nice catch.
More of the same as the Cubs offense has been held to just one hit.
You know what they always say, good pitching, stop good hitting. Period.
Yeah. The 1-2. That one is in there. Got him looking. Kurtz is gone. Big strikeout for Shota.
Another elevated fastball by Shota. Great low. Well, actually, I'll say elevated. Spotted. Down. And that's the view from up here. It looks like it's up. I'm not watching the monitor. I love looking at it from up here and watching the field. The ball was painted on the bottom half of the zone.
Yeah, the pitch to Langoliers. Swing and a miss. Fly ball center field. PCA can't find it. And it's over his head. And all the way to the warning track. In to score Bolte. Langoliers racing all the way around the bases. The throw is too late. And he's in. It'll go as an inside the Parker. As Pete Crow Armstrong lost it. And it is 4-0.
Not much you can say on this one. I actually looked up and lost it from up here. I thought it would be tough for PCA. He had no clue. Worst feeling in the world for anybody, especially in the outfield. You're trying to pick it up. You're on an island by yourself, and Shea, one of the faster catchers in the league, even though he's not catching tonight. Easy sin for that South Park home.
So Langoliers, 2 homers here tonight. And it is 4-0. Ouch.
Man, that sand just never gets old when it rains or pours, huh? Just kind of lingers.
Yeah, I mean, the lights are on and have been for a while, but there is plenty of natural light, and it's kind of an odd time.
Well, twilight is real, and for every outfielder, I guess the thing we were taught was, you know, you have to watch it from the hand of the pitcher to the bat, and when you looking up, you can never.
And Horner makes the catch. Colby Thomas is out, and the Athletics retired in the 6th, but they scored twice, lead it 4-0. 3 times.
Well, this is Pete Crow Armstrong and Craig Counsell talking right now in the dugout. You could tell Pete was frustrated when he came in. To be expected, Quentin Berry pretty much left him alone, but right as he entered, the dugout said to him, there's nothing you can do. Sometimes things like that happen. Let's move on and flush it.
In delivers the strike to Dansby Swanson as the A's lead at 4-0. Swanson, then PCA, and then Conforto. Biting down and away, a slider. Cubs at 32-30. Meanwhile, the Athletics with a win tonight would improve to 31-31. Marcotte's group has done good work this season. Comes a 1-2. That is inside. How many years you play with Marcotte?
4.
Marcotte parts of 17 years with Marlins, Padres, Athletics, Braves, Red Sox, White Sox, Brewers, and Padres. We got the class photos together. I mean, that is something. I don't feel like you look a ton different. Those two guys look a little different. Look at that.
Yeah, this makes me feel.
Look at those babies.
Right. I mean, Counts looking like he just got out of high school.
That is in there, called strike 3. Time now for the Motorola Razor replay, and JT Ginn has been on point here tonight.
Solid. Every pitch in his arsenal, working for him, executing, sinker, changeup, pretty much whatever he wants.
to this point in the game.
Swing and a miss. Again ahead, 0-2. Pete has been hit by a pitch and he is struck out looking. Spoiled foul. The Cubs had 2 base runners in the first as Pete was hit by a pitch, and then with 1 out, Bush walked to 2 aboard and 1 out. Bregman and Happ both struck out, and then with 1 out, Ballesteros singled, their only hit. Ramirez grounded into an inning-ending double play, and no one has reached since. Hammered right field, out of line. That one back. Crow Armstrong will touch them all. A rocket to right, and the Cubs are on the board. His 50th career home run in the majors. And this home run replay is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs.
Well, he fouled off a pitch prior to this pitch to give himself another chance to come through. 0-2. Gets a hanger from Ginn and deposit. That's how you redeem yourself a little bit.
Missing to Conforto. For PCA, by the way, he is the second youngest Cub to 50 homers. Only Ron Santo got there faster. 23 years, 48 days. For PCA, 24 years, 71 days. Fly ball, right field. Thomas waiting on it and pulls it down. Conforto retired.
I'm telling you, Boo, the difference it makes when we talk about Twilight. In about 10 minutes, that ball went up right there and it was just easy to track. 10 minutes ago, that would have been another tough play for anybody, whether you're the A's or the Cubs on defense.
Getting ready to work. Bush has walked and grounded out. And the first one to Michael. In for a strike. On a strikeout, Bushy. In the dirt. Bush swings through it. Time now for the Xfinity high-speed play. Reliable Wi-Fi at one price. Xfinity, imagine that. Pete Crow Armstrong off the board in right. Cubs on the board, but still trailing 4-1.
Fans, download the Marquee app so you don't miss a moment of the action this season. Stream live games and shows anytime, anywhere. Scan the QR code now to download the Marquee app presented by our friends at Miller Lite.
Download, subscribe, stream. Shota Imanaga back to work. And that's downstairs, just missed with a sweeper to Soderstrom. Soderstrom, then Heim, then Geloff. Pretty good work tonight from Imanaga. The 3-1. Sliced out towards left center field. PCA will turn and look, and it's gone. Soderstrom into the bleachers, and it's 5-1. So Tyler Soderstrom comes up with his 8th of the year.
Talked about the slug that Shota's giving up to lefties. One of the reasons that Soderstrom is in the game. See reaction from Shota.
Fly ball, well struck, left center field, gone. And they go back to back. And it is all A's now, 6-1. And they're getting restless here at Wrigley. Trent Thornton had been up. Imanaga hands the baseball over. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. A's lead at 6-1. And a frustrated Shota Imanaga. You wonder, I mean, there are a lot of thoughts as Trent Thornton, you take a peek at his numbers. And I mean, both those were hit. Certainly Himes was, but he was pitching pretty well until he wasn't. And get some support in the dugout. Matthew Boyd, Jamison Tyone.
I mean, that's what you do. You pick your boy up, right? But it's,
I mean, look,
it is
not,
tough.
It's not Pete's fault, but it's just a weird play that happens.
Yeah, it happens.
It's going to happen. But I mean, there's 2 outs in the 6th, and it's 2-0, and he's pitching a pretty good game.
And it's a routine fly ball, right? If when you think about it, for Pete,
yeah.
I mean, you talk about you're talking about the best center fielder defensively in the sport, and if he's not catching it, I mean, it's a weird play, especially routine. So it's just one of those moments in the season that you're trying to figure it out on the fly, how to get this thing righted. And You look at one walk on the day. You look at a little of this, a little of that. And it's a different game for sure. And it was a really good pitch ball game until that, that two-run homer.
Thornton deals high. That misses, and Geloff with the walk. This Friday, June 5th, the Cubs take on the Giants at 1:20. And up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser bleachers, 21 and older, receive a Cubs 1910 replica jersey presented by Budweiser. Be sure to arrive early. Drive, one hop, smothered by Horner. Tossed to second for one. That's all they get.
Nice athletic play by Nico. Keep the ball in front of him. And the wherewithal to get that force out at second.
Cubs, by the way, Jameson Taillon and Shota Imanaga are 1-2 in homers allowed in the majors, 20 and 17. So those two guys have allowed 37 homers. That's been just part of this story. And the Cubs have allowed the second most homers in the bigs. On the ground, and Horner takes it into second one. And the return to first not in time. While we have a moment, want to wish a happy birthday to our man Cole Wright.
My boy Peanut.
He wears some good suits. I love that tie.
Yeah. Played a nice round of golf today as well.
Awesome.
He can't putt worth nothing, but shot 82.
Did he wait a second. He can't putt and he shot 82?
He stinks.
Wow.
I hope he's listening.
Happy birthday, Cole.
Happy birthday, Bub.
On the ground up the middle on a base hit. That one was smoked at about 110. 1-1. And that misses. Ooh. Kurtz here tonight. He's been held at bay. He's flied out and he has struck out twice. We're in the 7th, and it is all Athletics.
That helmet.
We got to get him a better helmet or a headband or something. And Kurtz will take his base. They are loaded. Now, Craig Council's group in danger of losing their 9th straight at home. As Langoliers stands in and then steps out. Bases loaded with 2 outs. How about this nugget? First player with an over the fence and inside the park homer in the same game at Wrigley since 1991. Popped up Michael Busch. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Budweiser. For 150 years, this Bud's for you.
In Wrigley Field.
Tonight's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Cubs Spanish radio broadcaster Miguel Esparza.
Puerto Rico. ¿Dónde están los boricuas? A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back, so we'll root for them. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Vamos! Let's get some runs!
Bregman swings here and laces one down, and that's a fair ball, and it'll get into the corner. So Bregman greets Barlow with a double, and the leadoff man in scoring position.
Nice piece by Briggs right here. Little off-speed pitch. He kind of out front levels it, but stays through the zone and knocks it down in the corner in left field and gives himself a leadoff double.
And Happ takes outside ball 1. Ian is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. fly ball right field on its way. Forget it. Out of here. Woo!
Mammoth.
Ian Happel-Touchable is 14th. That was crushed. 6-3. This home run is brought to you by Hefty strength you can trust.
Exit velo, Boog, and that ball 108, 1 off the bat. Almost leaves the building. Boys on the
Carbs off, Riz.
You gotta love him, man. Oh, he plays the cards right.
446. And that one was ticketed for Sheffield. Just missed getting all the way out. The next offering to Horner misses, and now
The catcher is challenging the ball call.
Jonah Heim challenging. And it's a ball.
The call is confirmed. The pitch is the ball. Athletics have one challenge man.
Not a great challenge right there. Diving play, Geloff gets it and throws him out.
Really nice play. Geloff, you see him leave his feet. Nice accurate throw over there to Kurtz. We saw these guys taking ground balls earlier in the day, and he was making not the sliding part of it, but left to right in plays in their infield practice, and I was like, okay, these guys are really flashing some leather early.
Yeah, it's interesting because the defensive metrics do not love them. Very middle of the pack-ish, and depending, you know, if you go outs above average, they're tied for 23rd. DRS, they're 26th. Marcatse's team, but they got some guys in some spots. And certainly Geloff is one that could pick it.
Really pick it. And, you know, I think the one thing is when you're doing practice, it's not eye wash. You're actually getting after it. You're actually doing some things that's going to happen in the game. And I kind of saw that earlier when we was up here watching.
Well, one of the things you're seeing nowadays when teams take infield, it's not your standard just hit fungos where a guy is tossing to himself. He has someone pitching to him to simulate the level of ground ball you're talking about in a game. Roller to the right side. And McNeil handles the chance. Fans in Illinois can purchase Cubs Charities 50-50 raffle tickets starting at 10 a.m. through the end of the game at Cubs.com/raffle or from a raffle ambassador at Wrigley Field through the 8th inning. There they are, dressed in yellow.
You had the funniest story about 50-50. I think it was last year. I remember.
That I spent all the money? I mean, I think the first 2 years that I worked here, we'd have them come up. We'd give them money. We'd buy tickets. I remember one time me and Deb both had our credit cards out.
Yeah.
We're about 2 or 3 years in, and they're like, you're not eligible to win.
That took me a little. It took 2 years. They said we're going to take his money for 2 years. Just somebody tell him you can't win.
Yeah. Pedro Ramirez. That one down and in. Two and two. Two outs, bases empty. Barlow on, replacing JT Ginn, who was really good. On the ground to first, and Kurtz. How far did it fly? Brought to you by American Airlines. 446 feet later, Ian Happ, Anthony Rizzo. Take that shirt off. Welcome back. 6-3 as we go to the 8th. Lawrence Butler will hit for Colby Thomas. That one up the middle, and Swanson waiting on. One out. Craig Counsell out of the dugout. And this pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Welcome back. Time for our Prevagen memorable moment, celebrating the 2016 championship season. 10 years ago, Jason Hamill, a 2-run single in the 4th for what would be the game-winning RBI against the Diamondbacks. He allowed 1 hit over 7 innings in the Cubs' 5-3 win. One of those great guys you need. But of course, the 162, Jason Hamill,
Former teammate of mine.
Is that right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay Rays.
Wow.
08. Ben Zobrist, another one.
Oh, cow. You played forever, didn't you?
Feels like.
Brian Rollison here. This guy has put up really good numbers, throwing hard.
I had a chance to meet him today in the dugout before the game. What a nice kid, man. Just how he, kind of going about his business, getting a chance to, shine right now and get comfortable in the city and enjoy what the city brings to you.
That one in there for a strike, 2-2. Rollison last year, four-seamer was sitting about 93, and it's well up over 94. 6 Ks to help AbbVie's striking out cancer initiative for the Chicago Cubs. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities. As Ryan Rollison gets the punch out, and with 2 away, it'll bring up Jonah Heim. Heim with a homer his last time up. Athletics lead at 6-3. They've out hit the Cubs 7-4. No errors for either side. Swing and a miss.
Nice little hesitation right there by Rollison. You see the velo sitting up there 95, 96 to go along with that bender, boys. It's tough to hit.
comes the 0-2. And that is in there. Got him looking. Time is gone. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. And the A's have a 6-3 advantage. It's our game summary brought to you by Wintrust. And the A's right now with a 6-3 advantage on the Cubs. Imanaga was going well until it wasn't. 6 innings, 6 earned. Langoliers, couple of homers, 1 inside the Parker, and PCA with his 50th career homer. That is some like 70s. All right. Waiting for Barry White to come on right there. Whatever. And here's our buddy Mark Leiter Jr.
When you look at that line with shoulder, it just looks bad. You and I both had talked about it. Didn't feel as bad as that line looked.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, again, at this point, you sit there. I think that you're 100% right, and I think that the way his teammates reacted in coming over absolutely supports that perspective. That said, you're in a spot right now where it is don't care, get a win.
Period.
Yeah, this is Boyd patting him on the back. Tyone coming over. Colin Ray. Bouncer foul of third. Fouled off. Leiter going with the splitter there. 1 and 2. Ground to third. Geloff on the move. Throws out Dansby. And now PCA. Pete has been hit by a pitch, stolen a base, struck out looking, and he is also homered.
Talked about the homer back in the 6th. 0-2 pitch. He deposited off that board. Nice bounce back after he let that ball go over his head for a 2-run homer by Langoliers in the top half of that inning. And there's a big hang with him. That's a nice stat right there.
Cubs down 3, 1 out, nobody on in the 8th. Swing and a miss. 0-2, swing and a miss. PCA is gone.
On Sunday, June 21st, the Cubs take on the Blue Jays at 1:20 p.m. Up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans in the Budweiser's bleachers will receive a Father's Day tea presented by Advocate Healthcare. Be sure to arrive early. I need that shirt. My kids will be here, by the way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, all three. Annual trip. I typically don't get them all to stay, 5 days. One guy go back to work, thank goodness. The other two just chilling, but they all come in, Boog, and I have a good time with them, man. Great dinners, chill out, catch up on life. When they get older, it's a little different these days. It's a little like, hey, you know what, Dad, I'm busy. I'm like, hey.
It's funny because I just randomly, I had run into you, probably don't even remember, but a year or two ago, and I'm pretty sure you had them all with you.
Yeah.
You were at Adelina.
Yeah.
And we ran into
Absolutely.
each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Conforto down on strikes, and we will head to the ninth. Folks, score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cubs, the official source for your Chicago Cubs gear. Zach Geloff. Fly ball, right center field. Conforto is back and makes the catch. And Geloff is out. Brent Rooker will come up to hit. Rooker hitting in McNeil's spot. The 1-1. Check swing, and he held up. On the ground, third base. And Rickman handles it. And there's 2 away. We're in the 9th. And the Cubs trailing 6-3. Swing and a miss. And by Esteros so-called time, well, getting a rare start behind the plate. His 3rd of the year.
It's been really good there tonight. Framing some good pitches. Nobody's tried to run on him. And it must be tough for him, but I'll tell you what, he stays ready. I think that's the key to his developing and helping these boys move forward. And roles change when you get to the big leagues. I was talking about last night. You never know what you're going to do. Maybe you DH. Maybe you catch here and there. But you got to stay sharp.
Rollison. A swing and a miss. And the A's are done in the 9th. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Cubs. Lots of great autographed items up for auction, including Cubs jerseys and game used gear. They're all headlined by Lou Gehrig, signed baseball. Can't wait to see who ends up with that. Cubs.com/ALS auction. Up to $6,500 for the ball. One of the things as well that's cool, there's this print by a guy named Dan Duffy, and he does art of words, and he has basically drawn a celebration of Rizzo and Bryant coming together. Riz and Bryant signed it, and it's every score of every game inside the piece of art from the 2016 season.
What's that going for?
It's only at about 500 right now.
That's a steal.
Yeah. Your baseball is up to 260.
Yeah, see? I appreciate you out there.
And one good piece of comedy is there's a signed Boog and JD bobblehead, but I signed it first, and I didn't give JD enough room, so he just signed his forehead, JD. Michael Bush swings and misses. There's an Anthony Rizzo World Series ball signed. The 1-2 outside. There's a chance. He was over at Murphy's, I'm pretty sure. Tarps were off a little bit earlier. Line drive the other way. That's a base hit. Fair ball. Off the sidewall. Bush towards second, and he's in. Leadoff man aboard.
Cubbies trying to get something going. Nice piece of hitting right there by Michael Bush. And out the box, the hustle you love to see. Getting himself in scoring position. See him take a turn and look before he goes in with the head first slide to second base. Will lead off double.
Bregman lifts that in the air out towards left center. Soderstrom has it, one away. And now it's Ian Happ. Happer with a 2-run homer in the 7th. Cubs down 6-3. Pushed foul. Kunal falling behind Happ. 2-1 with Bush at second, 1 out in the 9th. Cubs trying to avoid a 9th straight home loss. Ball 3. Happ digs back in. Ripped right center field. Butler can't get it. That's going to get into the ivy. Around and in to score is Bush. Happ replaces him at second. Cubs within 2.
Happer locking himself back in. Little two-seamer right on the heart of the plate. Shoots it in that gap. Run out of the eye. Rizzo likes it.
Kunal and Heim continue the conversation as Scott Emerson has departed. He go 0 for 3. Been a rough go. Just 190 his last 26 coming in. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Happ will be held at third, and they're at the corners.
Nice piece right here by Nico. See, Happer has to wait and see if that ball touches some grass in the outfield, and then Quinn Berry has to make the executive decision to hold him at third. Definitely can't get a guy thrown out at home.
And now it's Ballesteros. And time called as Kunal steps off. And I think he's got to adjust his pitch comp because it's getting loud in here. Cubs down 6-4, 2 aboard, 1 out. There goes the runner from first. Throw down to second, tag out.
toss.
Wow. And they're going to look at it. You might as well.
That's a tough caught stealing right there.
They're
challenging the out call at second base.
They're taking a second look. A second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Yeah, they got him.
It's a great tag by Williams over there. Sure, you see him in front of the bag. They all talk to be on the first base side of the bag.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Chicago loses the challenge.
Credit to Jonah Heim. Credit to Kunal.
You like the aggressive approach, but that just cannot happen.
Yeah, you're trying to put the tying run into scoring position. On the ground, hard hit. Off the glove of Williams. Everybody's safe. Happ is in, and they're within one. Hit it hard, something good will happen.
Oh, he smoked it off the bat. This ball's tough. These guys are all out of position, so it's always tough for them to be athletic. That ball eats them up, as you see on that in-between hop to Williams.
Will run at first. Seiya Suzuki will be the pinch hitter. Cubs down to their final out. Kunal deals, and that's a strike. Seiya coming off the bench in this spot. JT Ginn, the sinker balling right-hander, starting tonight. So Seiya had the evening off until now. 0-1. On the ground, through the left side hole, the base hit. And Alcantara will stop at second. Pinch hit single.
You love Seiya in this situation. You think him walk-off homer, but you'll take the knock, especially off the bench. Nice piece.
Marcotte out of the dugout, and we've got a pitching change. Medina coming in. Well, 2 aboard, 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th. The Cubs have scored twice. They're within a run. The hard-throwing righty Luis Medina will take over at the 26% strikeout rate. Walks are in play on for the 20th time. Alcantara the tying run at second. Suzuki is the winning run. He's at first. Pitch to Dansby. And that's a strike. Swanson 0 for 3. Medina ready. Here's your 1.
These fans ready to go crazy.
Yep. Swanson back in. 2 on, 2 out. Good eye right there. 2-1.
Good take by Danzy right here. The ball's coming in 98. Down and in. Good take.
Medina sets. Here comes off the mask of Heim.
Medina's like, here, hit it. Oh. Catchers take a beat, boy.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swanson waits. Medina deals. Up the middle, base hit. Here comes Alcantara. Kevin to the plate. He's in, and we are tied. Dansby Swanson pumped up.
Big hit for Dansby. He needed that. Another fastball right down the middle, and Dansby takes it back where it came from. Alcantara is on his horse. Nice base run. You see the boys in the dugout.
Swanson takes off from first. And ball 1 to PCA, trying to win it here in the 9th. The Cubs looking to walk it off. A ball and no strikes. And that's in there. The count. Medina at the bell. In the air, falling, base hit.
Oh my goodness!
And the Cubs
Look at this place. I needed this. This is awesome, Bull.
Seventh walk-off win of the year, most in the majors. The hero tonight, Pete Crow Armstrong, downstairs with T-Mac.
It was awesome the way that game played out. For you to have the chance to win it, what was going through your mind when you stepped into the batter's box?
I don't know. I was feeling really grateful for the at-bats that were put up that inning. Down 3, that's big stuff, and that's exactly what this team is capable of. So, again, we talked about it. Guys being ready off the bench, Seiya, Kevin being ready to run. But, I mean, that's just it's exactly what we're capable of.
And then you also helped get to that point with the home run. Walk me through the home run.
I was honestly I was sitting on Cutter, and he threw a couple of good sliders down, and I was just lucky to have seen a few, and he left one up. So.
And then I do have to ask about the pop-up because it was a huge moment in this game. Can you just describe what happened?
It's a helpless feeling, man. You feel like you're the only one in the ballpark that doesn't see where that thing is. So there's just not much you can do about it, and I got to live with it. But it's nice just being able to go and focus on that bat.
Pete, they have you on the big screen right now. You can hear everybody cheering for you. What does this fan base mean to you?
They've been in it every step of the way, the entire time I've been up here. They've been in it with us every step of the way. Every step of the way. They hang in there just like we do. They've obviously had to be very patient the last few weeks, but the best fans in the world, so we always feel them behind us.
Do you even have to shower after this, or do you consider that the shower?
Yeah, I smell a little Gatorade, so I'm probably kind of sticky.
Thanks, Pete. Boop.
What a night. Man, you said it. You said, I needed that, they needed that. Pete, acutely aware, he said they've had to be patient, and they deliver quite a win. 4 in the 9th. Hey, Tony! How about that one?
How about this? Right? You see Riz, you see the fans. Everybody's going crazy. You say patience is everything, man, and it is. But this can get you going. What a 9th inning.
That is great stuff from our camera guys. Mike Fox, our director, our hero, Pete Crow Armstrong, Andrew Miller, our producer. Oh, exhale. Look out, T-Mac.
Look at T-Mac, she knows it. Hey, you see Pete throw those gloves out of there. Those are gamers. I got to use those tomorrow.
Pete Crow Armstrong, the hero. Cubs post-game live is coming up after the break. Cubs win it. They walk it off with 4 in the bottom of the 9th. 7-6 your final.